everyone. I hope you're having a great day. Well, today I get to share with you the 4 cards that I made using the Scrapping for Less Flavor of the Month kit. This month's kit is filled with lots of goodies, and the theme of it is Birthday Bash. It always comes with a sketch sheet to kind of give you a little guide on what to make, which is fun. I happen to get the banana split level, which is the highest kit that you can get because it comes with lots of bells and whistles. I'm going to show you a little bit of what came in the kit. You get 4 pieces of colored cardstock, and I had already trimmed them down into A2 size card bases. You get all 4 colors, and then you also get 4 pieces of white cardstock, and then you get 4 collections in this kit. In case you're new and don't know about the kits, you get 4 collections and 1 kit, which is great. And for this month's kit, you get actually 4 stamp sets for each collection, which is so nice. Each collection is packaged separately, and it comes with all coordinating goodies that come with it, and a lot of fun images and stamp sets, all birthday themed, which I thought was great because everybody needs birthday cards. And actually my stash was running a little bit low on birthday cards, so this was perfect timing. Balloons and cute little images to color in. And so that's just a brief overview. If you want to check out what actually comes in the kit, visit Scrapping for Less, and you'll have more details there. With the banana split level, you get a sentiment stamp, and this month's sentiment is tiny sayings from Lawn Fawn, which is adorable. And then you get some glitter ribbon, which is so nice. It's adhesive backed. You get a little mini cube of VersaFine, and then a happy birthday die. Now the dies may vary in the kit. I happen to get the birthday cake one, but there are some that are just say happy birthday, which is great. This is collection number 1. It comes with these adorable little doodles. These are happy birthday doodles from Doodlebug, little stickers, which are so nice. And then you get an Altenew stamp set. It's called Carousel. You get 4 little itty bitty brads. You get some puffy stars, which I already used some of them, so I'm only showing one, but you get quite a few of those. And then you get some pattern papers. 6. These happen to be double-sided, and you can see where I had already made a card, so my paper is kind of cut out. Sorry about that, but I did want to show you the paper pad. It's called a Circus Party, which is so fun. So we're going to jump in with card number 1, and what I did was I trimmed down a piece of white cardstock, and then I had cut, with each of the pattern papers, I had cut strips out. These are about 3/4 inch strips, and I am going to place them side by side on this white cardstock here. I'm just going to kind of create a little pattern. Just kind of mixing the colors. Put my final strip in there, and then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to trim off the excess. This little design is very easy to do, and I've did it before and I really like the outcome. So I'm going to do it with this card today. After I get that done, I trim down 2 pieces of the yellow polka dotted paper into thin strips, and I'm going to adhere it to the top and bottom of the panel that we just made, just to make it pop a little bit better. And trim off the ends here. Okay, now I had used a rectangle die and cut it out with my Big Shot, and then I adhered that pattern. Well, actually no, I didn't do that yet. I took a circle die and I placed it on that white panel, and then I went and cut that out. I don't know if you could see it up there. I should have got a little close-up for you, but I cut it out partially on the pattern strip that we had made, and so there's just basically a circle cut out. Next, I'm taking the beautiful little carousel that came in the stamp set, and taking a smaller die, slightly smaller circle die, I cut that out, and it's going to fit right in there in that spot where I had cut out the circle on that panel. Just to add a little bit of interest, something different to the card. Now I'm going to stamp the sentiment. This sentiment says celebrate, which is so cute. I'm just using some red ink from my stash, and then I also took the sentiment that said it's your day, and I used this is a blue. I tried to get the closest blue to coordinate with the pattern papers, and this blue happened to be really faint. I would probably later on use a darker blue, but the colors matched really well, so I just went with it. Okay, now I wanted to add a little bit of color to my carousel, and so this collection came with some brads. So I'm taking my craft pick and I'm poking holes in the carousel, and I'm just going to add those brads to the top part of it. And I like the way it adds dimension and it adds color too. So I really like the way that turned out. After I got that done, I'm going to pop everything up with some foam tape. I think that looks so pretty. And then I chose the yellow card base for this card. I'm just going to remove the backing off of my foam tape, place that right in the center of my card base, and then I'm going to add some foam tape to that circle with the carousel, remove the backing, and I'll place that right in the center. This is a very simple card, but it really turned out pretty. I was really happy with it. That's card number 1, using the Scrapping for Less July kit. Okay, here's a close-up picture. Now we're going to move on to card number 2. For card number 2, I'm using the same collection, collection number 1, and then I'm taking 2 square rectangle dies, and I want to create a frame. For this card, I'm going for a shaker card. Each collection comes with some beautiful Kennedy gray sequins that coordinate each collection just perfectly, and so I wanted to use those. I also cut out, using the larger square die, a piece of vellum and a piece of white cardstock. So I'm just going to use my tape runner and go around my frame, and then I'm taking that piece of vellum and I want to stamp that carousel. I'm going to stamp it right almost in the center of this piece of vellum. And I'm going to be using my VersaFine ink and clear embossing powder just to make it stay put, and then I'm going to heat set that carefully because I did notice that it kind of warped my vellum a little bit because this is thinner vellum, but I think once I put it on the frame it flattened pretty well. Just going to flip that over and place it right on that frame, and then that will be the top part of it. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of my frame, remove the backing, and then I'm going to grab those the sequins that came with this collection, and I'm going to put those right in the center. Now remember, there's 4 collections in one kit. And for these 4 cards today, I'm actually only going to be using 2 collections. And towards the end, I did actually make 8 cards with this kit, but I didn't have enough time to actually create a tutorial for those. But I did share them with you at the end. So if you want to check those out towards the end, there's 4 more cards that I made with each collection. Okay, I just placed my little shaker on a piece of the red card base. Beautiful red. And then up on top you can see right above the carousel I added one of those puppy stars. And I'm stamping the sentiment with VersaFine ink that says celebrate, just off to the right a little bit. And that was it for that card. Very simple, but I think it's almost masculine actually, so it could be either way. Fun card. Okay, we're going to move on to card number 3. Now for card number 3, I'm going to be using collection number 2, and This collection has a whole bunch of polka dot pattern papers and these cute little candle stickers, a few buttons, and then of course your sequins. The papers for this collection are actually, they're called Summer Dots and Stripes, and I happen to get the dots. If you do order this kit, sometimes the papers do vary. I just want to let you guys know that. But I love the rainbow polka dot pattern. So I'm going to kind of create a card using it kind of like a rainbow pattern. Now for this card, I did use the Lawn Fawn Tiny Tag Sayings, and I stamped the happy birthday 3 times in a row, and I did stamp it on vellum. So I added some clear embossing powder, and I just heat set that and then cut it into strips. I took a piece of white cardstock and cut out a circle right in the center, and I'm going to place that vellum strip at a diagonal on the back of this white panel here. And then I also cut 2 more strips that I'm putting on the top and bottom of the sentiment. I'm just going to trim off all the excess here. Okay, so we have our sentiment all ready to go. While I have this flat, I went ahead and added some foam tape around that area. Next, I took that pattern paper and cut some strips from it, and kind of going in rainbow order, I'm adding those polka dotted strips to my card base. And for this card base, I chose it's like almost like a sky blue. It's really pretty. Actually, no, this one, it's a cross between sky blue and a green. So I would say maybe like a mint green, maybe, but it's a beautiful color. I just added those, and then I'm going to add my panel right in the center of it, so it pops up. Now I want to use these cute little candle stickers, and I thought it'd be fun to just put them at a diagonal. So I placed them on the very top piece of vellum that we placed, and then I added some white jute cord to a button and put that down in the corner. Very simple card as well, and I think that just different, you know, kind of change things up a bit. I added some glossy accents to the candle tops just to give it a little bit of dimension and some shine. And that was it for card number 2. A fun little birthday card. Here's a close-up of this one. Okay, now we're going to move on to our next card. For our next card, I have, this is actually like a border die, and it's zigzag. So I cut out strips of that same pattern paper, because I'm still on collection 2 here, and then so I have strips of each color in a zigzag shape, and then I'm cutting out 3 clouds using some cloud dies from my stash. Now this is actually the sky blue card base that I'm going to be using for this one. But first I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock, and using a stitch rectangle die, I want to cut out a panel, and then I'm going to shade that top part of the panel in with some Broken China Distress Oxide ink. I wanted a little bit of a sky background. I think every time you have clouds, you need a pretty blue background, and so I thought Distress Oxide would work great. I went ahead and activated that, and I'm just letting it dry. Now what I'm going to be doing in rainbow order as well, I'm taking some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and I'm just taking those strips, the zigzag strips, and layering them together. So I basically have like a rainbow effect using the zigzags. And once I have all of those done, I'm going to place this my little rainbow on the bottom of that white panel that we added Distress Oxide ink to. And I just used my tape runner to adhere that. Now I went ahead and stamped my little hippo and the 2 birdies along with the 3 balloons. I colored them in just to save time, and then I also For the balloons, I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I added some black string to those. Now I'm going to go ahead and build my scene. I'm going to add my little clouds, kind of figuring out where I want to put them. Sometimes I like to leave the clouds overhanging a little bit, but for this card I decided to trim off the ends so it was completely flush or square. And then I'm going to use some dimensional adhesive to pop up my balloons. And again, remember I did add some black string. This is like embroidery floss. So I added that to the balloon, and then I'm going to attach the end of the string to my little image, my little hippo here. I'm going to add some foam tape, and then I'm going to just trim off that string and kind of place them on my little scene here. I did the same thing with the little birdies. And then I need a sentiment, so I grabbed again the Tiny Tag Saying by Long Pond, and I'm stamping happy birthday on that very top balloon up there. So that's my scene. I'm just going to actually use some craft foam. I popped that up on my white card base, and then to finish it off, I'm adding some glossy accents to the balloons and then to the little chickie's eyes, oh my goodness, the little chickie's nose, just to add a little more dimension and stands out. Here's a close-up of that one. So those are the 4 cards I wanted to show you how I created those. And then you'll see here that I made 4 more cards using this collection. I thank you so much for stopping by. If you're interested in this kit, visit the scrappingforless.com store. There's more information and detail of what comes in the kit also, and you can actually download the Flavor of the Month page. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. I hope this inspires you and gives you some ideas on what to do with this kit. We'll see you again soon, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.